So today I wanted to talk about how to help your client and help the leasing agent that works on site in a most effective way. By the way, my name is Jordan. I am a apartment broker. I own an apartment locating company in Texas. I also own a training program that helps leasing agents and also apartment locators in the industry. If you're not on our free Facebook group, it's linked in our bio and also in the description of our post. So make sure you check that out. But let's dive in to how can you help your client and how can you help the leasing agent on site and make everybody's lives, jobs easier. I would say probably the first thing that I could recommend is, or maybe not the first thing, but one of the things that you can help your clients and leasing agents with is scheduling tours for your clients. Now, a lot of times apartment locators will just send a list of apartments to their client and they don't do anything else. But today in this video, I want to tell you how to make everyone's lives easier and also make you look like a rock star in a very simple, easy way. So, don't be that locator that just sends a list of apartments to your client. Don't just jump on Smart Apartment Data or ALN or Apartment Data, whatever system that you use to get your apartment data information. Do not just send a list. I really encourage all agents to be the person who is scheduling appointments for your client. Not only does it make you go that extra step, it makes the on-site leasing people appreciate because they know when that client's coming in. It makes the leasing agent feel like you as a locator did something. And it also helps you be in the know about where your client is actually going to go tour. And so instead of you sending a list and then hoping to God that your client comes back and tells you where they decided to move in or hope that they respond to you about where they're thinking about moving in, if you offer and suggest like, hey, I'm going to send you a list of apartments and I'm also going to set up your tours for you, you're already setting the expectation to your client that you are handling that part of the transaction. Like you're going to set up tours for them. So by setting up tours, it makes your client and the leasing agent's lives so much easier. Back in the day, we used to have to call all the properties and set up appointments over the phone or via email. But now there's a super simple way for you to actually do this, and it takes no time at all. You don't have to call the properties hoping that they're going to answer your calls or return your voicemails. So the number one thing that I do whenever I am going to schedule appointments for my clients is I firstly get on that property's website and look for some button on that website that says schedule a tour now or schedule tour or set up tour, whatever you want to say. It's going to have some variation of you can set up a tour on our website. You may even want to click for floor plans or availability, and maybe it'll be under that tab. Oftentimes though, it's either on the right hand side in like a little blurb, or it's kind of in like the center of the page. So by going to the property's website, you can set up a tour for your client. I always will put my information somewhere on the tour request, whether I put the appointment in my name and put the client's name in the notes, or I'll put the client's information and maybe put my phone number and my email address, or put my information in the notes. I do something so that when I'm scheduling that tour, the on-site people know that I, as a apartment locator, as a real estate agent, I'm the one who referred that client. So I schedule an appointment for my client on the website. That way I don't have to call the leasing agent. I don't have to bother the leasing agent or wait on them to email me back. I just do it on the website. You can see exactly when they have open appointments, and I just go ahead and get it scheduled. The next thing that I do that makes my client and the leasing agent's life so much easier is I go and schedule that appointment on like a Google Calendar for my client. So I'm like a huge fan of Google Calendar. You could use this, I'm sure, with any calendar on your phone. But I go in and list the property's name. I list as the guest, I will put my name and also the leasing agent's name if I have it, and then also my client's email address as well, so it will email them this calendar invite. And then under the location, I will list out where the property is so that when they go tour that day, they have the address immediately right there on their calendar. They don't have to go take the extra step to go look for it. And what I like to do when scheduling appointments for my client is I like to give anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour for that client to tour. And then I also like to give about 30 minutes for the client to get from one property to the next property if all of the properties are in the general same area. That way it gives a 30-minute window of if for some reason they end up staying later at their tour or they got to their first tour late, it gives some sort of a window for them to drive over to the next property and then also for them not to be in a rush. I do always ask for my client's permission. Do you want to see all of the apartments in one day? Do you want to break them up into different days? Some clients will want to knock everything out in one day, and some clients want to see maybe one or two apartments a day and they want to do it over a couple of weeks. So I'm always for sure that I'm going to set up appointments for my clients. I'm going to do this because it helps the leasing agent. It helps me know when my client is touring, and it helps my client so that they don't have to do that themselves. They don't have to go into an apartment building and wait because they didn't have an appointment. And then also they have it all set up on their calendar with all of the times, all of the addresses so they can quickly click for directions. I do all of this. And then after the day that they toured, say they toured today, tomorrow, or even that same evening, I'm going to text and say, hey, how are your tours today? Or the following day, hey, how were your tours yesterday? Which ones are you considering? This keeps me, the leasing agent, the client, everyone is in the know about who's doing what, about what kind of spot we're at in the process as far as finding an apartment for the client. And it also makes everybody's lives easier. And now that you can schedule appointments on these properties' websites, this makes it so much easier. You have no excuse not to be scheduling your clients' appointments and not being in the know about what properties your client is interested in. So if you liked this video, if this video was helpful, please comment below, like this video, share this video with a friend, and feel free to comment below if you want any other videos about anything else in the apartment locating or leasing agent industry. We're here to help. If you have not checked out our free Facebook group, please click on the description of this channel or of this post, and just subscribe to our channel. We're going to be posting a lot more videos for you guys about training in this industry. So we will see you on the next video.